and show us the passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Game over, yeah!
I think I'm going to start this list off with Ness's PK freeze. Yeah, it's kind of similar to Lucas's PK freeze, which is a lot better. Except it's slower when moving up in the air, and even though it does the same amount of damage, it's a lot harder to hit, leaving you extremely vulnerable. There isn't many bad ones that I could think of at first, so this one isn't quite as bad, but it just, compared to to Ness's original neutral special, which is like PK Flash, which is, although it leaves you open a little bit more, when it hits, it does devastating damage. This one doesn't exactly do that as well. However, it does freeze opponents more, and it does freeze the opponents, however.
Game over, yeah!
I will say something good about this move. It blows opponents away, and it has more knockback if it hits. But the keyword being if. This move is really hard to land. For some reason, it has some sort of weird lag when you're getting close to an opponent, and it usually just blows them away instead. On top of that, it doesn't have as much recovery as the original. The original version, which is just Luigi's cyclone, I believe, can actually launch you pretty high up in the air. And on top of that, like what I was saying before, it's not easy to land. And when it does land, it's hard to even tell that there's more knockback. This isn't a very cool move.
Game over, yeah!
You know, I like Falco's up special. His Firebird can be multi-hit, and it has some pretty decent recovery. And his distant Firebird may take longer to charge, but it does have even more recovery. But then there's his fast Firebird, which just sucks, and I'll explain why. For one, it's not multi-hit like the original version, and it only does like 2% of damage. Like I said before, its damage is reduced by a long shot, and it doesn't travel as far as the original version. The only upside I can think of this attack, which is the fast Firebird, is that it doesn't take any time to charge, so you could just launch like right away. It's a benefit if you just want to take off, but other than that, this move just sucks.
Game over, yeah!
I'm not very good with Palutena, although her special custom moves actually are pretty unique from each other, unlike some other fighters with totally different ones. Her Heavenly Light, however, is just like so trash compared to the rest of the custom moves. I mean, for one, it leaves you wide open, so they can just run right at you, even though they're taking damage as if they have super armor, and use their dash attack or any type of attack to hit them. And it also doesn't do much damage, and it just isn't very good for that long. Though the reason why it's not number one for being worse is because it is totally awesome in Trophy Rush, because you could just hold it and then it would knock out all the trophies, and you can cancel out of this move fast. But other than that, this move is just really bad, and I think they should have had a different idea.
Game over, yeah!
There isn't much to say about this move, but I'll speak anyway. This move is like Sing, which can put opponents to sleep, except it takes much longer for it to do so. It may actually do damage to the opponent, but it only just spins them around as well, and they could just knock you right out of it. Not to mention, it takes much less. It is much slower than the original version. The only thing that is really beneficial about this is usually when you're playing with 4 players, then you can hurt a lot of them at once. But in 1 player for glory matches, this move is not, well, for glory, that for custom moves, or you know what I mean. This is not a good move for you. I really do not like this move. It's the worst of them all. Well, there you have it. Those are, in my opinion, some of the worst custom moves ever in Super Smash Bros. Now, what custom moves do you think are really bad? Leave them in the comments below, and make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. And remember those DLC characters that don't get to have custom moves. Alright, thanks for watching. Woohoo!
Konnichiwa.